Hey guys, and CS Fan 001 here, welcoming you to another one of those trophy list analysis videos. Like I said a couple games ago, it's getting to be that time of year where there are about 1 million games coming out and I can't keep up with all the trophy lists. Anyway, today's game is Uncharted The Lost Legacy. It is Naughty Dog's next Uncharted game. It is not going to feature Nathan Drake. It is a spin-off with Chloe Frazer and Nadine, the antagonist from Uncharted 4. The game comes with 50 total trophies worth 1,230 points. It is 1 platinum, 2 golds, 11 silvers, 36 bronzes. So I will go ahead and say right now, this is actually a pretty solid trophy list. I think this one looks pretty good compared to a lot of the other Uncharted's. It's more diverse, more like what Uncharted 4 did compared to especially like 1, 2, and Golden Abyss that were just so bland overall. So I do want to say it looks like a good trophy list from just looking at it. So, as for our trophies, we have Don't Ruin the Moment, collect all trophies, that is our platinum. Legacy Found, complete the game. And the game is supposedly going to be like up to 10 hours long, which is kind of surprising for being more of a spin-off. But hey, you know, more Uncharted. I'm not particularly going to complain about that. Progress demands sacrifice. Complete the game in crushing. We already know how crushing works in Uncharted games, and there will almost be guaranteed to be a way to either use cheats legitimately to do it, or a workaround that allows you to use cheats on crushing even when you shouldn't be able to. We know that'll be in the game somehow. Casual Treasure Hunter, find 5 treasures. These are a couple bronzes. Hardcore Treasure Hunter, find 35 treasures. Collector of Antiquities. Is it Antiquities? Yeah. That's a silver, find all the treasures. And Shake for Your Fortune, ask Skelsier a question as a bronze. I don't know how many treasures there are in this game, but it looks like there are going to be fewer collectibles, at least in this one, than there were in Uncharted 4, though probably still more than like Uncharted 1, 2, or 3 had. Token for granted, find a Hoysala token. Yas, Queen. Okay, I gotta admit that one's, I don't know why I find that to be kind of funny. Find all the Hoysala tokens and obtain the Queen's Ruby. So I don't know if that's sort of the replacement for the Secret Relic in this game, because I didn't see a trophy for a Secret Relic in here. 5-finger discount, open 5 lockboxes. Picks or it didn't happen, open every lockbox. So you see, it's so much more diverse than usual in that there's not trophies for 30 kills with the AK, 30 kills with the M4, 30 kills with the pistol, 30 kills with everything. So yeah, much more diverse. So lockboxes are a type of collectible. No filter. Take a photo at 5 photo opportunities. Pics or it didn't happen. Well, we just saw a similarly named trophy. Take a photo at all photo opportunities. It's a silver. Getting to know you. Listen to all optional conversations. CV Pacem Parabellum. Use every gun in the game. I probably butchered that horribly, and that's a bronze. So quite a few collectible trophies, similarly to the way Uncharted 4 did it, except they're different types. So it's these Hoysala tokens, actual treasures, lockboxes, optional photographs, and optional conversations, as well as using every gun in the game. So nice diversity with the collectibles. Were you counting? Defeat an enemy with the last bullet in your handgun clip. Well, that trophy description is misleading because handguns are fed by magazines, usually not clips. Please get your gun knowledge right, game developers. But that should be an easy bronze. 10 up, 10 down. Defeat 10 enemies with headshots in a row. That's silver, but that probably won't be too hard because usually headshots are very effective, especially on like crushing where you really need to do it. Frazer, Chloe Frazer. Defeat 5 consecutive enemies with a silenced pistol without being detected. Awesome, so we got suppressed weapons coming back in this game. Itchy Trigger Finger. Defeat 20 enemies firing from the hip. And Stay and Pray. Defeat 20 enemies blind firing from cover. Those should both be very easy. Tip of the hat, this is an interesting one. Stealth take down 10 armored enemies with melee by first removing their helmets without being detected. That seems overly complicated. I don't know how you're supposed to remove their helmets first without getting detected. So remove their helmets without getting detected and then melee them. Well, I mean, you can do a stealth attack on armored enemies once their helmets are off. So I don't know, that one seems a little bit more complicated than expected. Royal Demolitionist, defeat 20 enemies with C4. That's unusual, so that's like an extra type of explosive. On the grid, mark 30 enemies. That should be very simple. I was never here. Open a lockbox with enemies nearby. That will probably be pretty easy because I'm sure you can just do that on whatever the easiest difficulty is. And interestingly, this game doesn't have different trophies for different difficulties aside from crushing, which is a bit surprising. C4ia, defeat 4 enemies with 1 C4 detonation. I'm sure there'll be a place to do that. Just the Win. Stealth take down 15 enemies in a row. That's a silver trophy. That could be a bit more complicated, but I'm sure that there is going to be a good place to do it. Now You See Me. Break stealth and re-enter stealth successfully. That'll be unmissable, I'm sure, as bronze. Wing Woman, perform 10 combo partner takedowns. Looking forward to being able to do that. That's probably going to be unmissable. A gold trophy here, and kind of an odd one. The Way of the Warrior. Make it to the outskirts of Halbadu in Chapter 5 without using a firearm or explosive. So it doesn't say you can't kill people, so you just have to... and actually, it doesn't say you can... It looks like you can kill people, and it doesn't have to be done in stealth, so I'm not really sure what's going to be so specifically hard about that warrants a gold. And I mean, I'm sure you can do it on the easiest difficulty as well, so I'm a little surprised that would be a gold. The Sampler. Defeat 5 enemies, each one taking damage from a handgun, long gun, and melee. That's a bit overcomplicated. Make an Entrance as a silver. Defeat enemies with the vehicle, long gun, melee, and grenade in that order in 20 seconds. There was a trophy very similar to that in the base game of Uncharted 4. That there will be an easy place to do it, I'm sure. Bring in the big guns. That's a silver. Defeat 30 enemies with gold weapons. That's interesting. I wonder how you get gold weapons. Probably by just beating the game or completing some kind of in-game challenges or something. Or actually, it might be you have to buy them with collectible points as you did in Uncharted 1. Now we have a whole bunch of bronzes in a row. 4x4x4. Defeat 4 enemies with the vehicle, which is a 4x4, in 20 seconds. I'm sure there's a place that you can do that. Just run right over all of them. Drop me a line. Use all the zip lines to traverse the city. So that's a level-specific trophy. And there are a lot of level-specific trophies in this, which is kind of nice. Like I said, a more diverse list, more like what Uncharted 4 did compared to the earlier Uncharted's. Your prize. Appreciate the view at the top of the Hoysala Empire. So that's just like one of the trophies in Uncharted 4. Best driver in the business. Drive from the Ganesh Mountain carving to the top of the waterfall with the Trident Fort and back in 3 minutes. That seems a bit complicated. Flawless Gauntlet. Get through all 3 Axe Fort trials without resetting any boards. That could be difficult if it's randomized, but I highly doubt it will be randomized. Uncharted games aren't really known for that. Quiet as a mouse. After entering the Trident Fort, reach the door without being seen. Typical stealth section trophy. Tarzana. Perform 5 grapple swings in a row without touching the ground. That should actually be very easy. I'm sure there's a good place to do it. Stunt It. Get 30 seconds of total airtime with the vehicle over the course of the game. That should be easy. Shadow Theater. Complete the shadow puzzle in 10 moves or less. Look at a guide, I'm sure. Marco Pono. Of course they had to have one. I'm pretty sure, hasn't there been a trophy in every single Uncharted except for the original? I think it has been, or it's been something in every Uncharted except the original. Play in the water in the dam at Halbadu. Obviously, that'll be just a typical Marco Polo trophy like all the other ones. Fingersmith. Pick a 3-pin lock in under 15 seconds. I don't know, the locks might actually be a bit randomized, so... I don't know, that one might take a bit of skill. I guess you never know. Overkill. Plant multiple C4 charges on the APC at the same time and destroy it with one massive detonation. Sounds like fun, and it's a silver trophy. That doesn't seem like it would be that hard, but it sounds like a lot of fun, and I am excited to see that happen. Cannonball, and this is back to bronze here for a second. Cannonball. Perform an impressive dive from the cliff near the old railroad tracks. Obviously a specific place you do in a specific chapter. I will be more interested in that if Chloe and Nadine are slightly less than fully clothed for that. Right under your nose, our last silver. Destroy the helicopter without defeating any other enemies, so that should be interesting. I guess you'll have explosives or something to take it out. Probably can do it on the easiest difficulty. I mean, it looks like you can do virtually all these trophies on the easiest difficulty except for the crushing mode trophy, so that's not bad at all. Combat Racing. Ram 10 motorcycles. That should be easy. Backseat driver. Commandeer 6 vehicles by jumping on them and kicking out the driver. That should be fun. Hey Catch. Destroy a vehicle in Chapter 9 with an explosive. Should be easy. Let's not get caught. Drive over the edge in the Western Ghats. So probably a suicide right there. So for an overall look at this list, it does have some possible difficulty to it and some more complicated trophies to it, but I've noticed a few major things about this. 1, no multiplayer to worry about. Excellent, meaning that hopefully, I pray Naughty Dog has learned from the last few games that they will not give us multiplayer DLC for this in any way, or survival mode DLC. Issue number 2, that's a good thing. No speedrun trophies. And no trophies for, like, beating the game without dying. None of that stuff. So, if the game is built just like Uncharted 4 is, you may be able to play crushing on your very first playthrough. If not, I mean, I probably won't do that, but you can do that probably, hopefully. And hopefully cheats will be available to you after you complete your first playthrough, or there will be an exploit, which is also a very big possibility, like with the other games. So, overall, I'm thinking that with the larger diversity of the trophies, even though a lot of them should be easy with a guide, with the larger diversity of overall trophies, I am predicting closer to a 4 out of 10 at most, maybe a 3 out of 10. I would say anywhere from a 3 to 4 out of 10 for this game. It depends on if any of this stuff is randomized, which I doubt it will be. So I'll say, like I said, 3 to 4 out of 10. Probably a little more time consuming than the early Uncharted's, but probably not as time consuming as Uncharted 4. So Uncharted The Lost Legacy drops on Tuesday, August 22nd, at least in North America. I believe it drops there worldwide, actually, for the PS4. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and like I said, be looking forward to lots more of these in the near future as we go into that time of year again.